Hi, everybody. Jody Mabry here with SportsBlastRadio.com, bringing you. We're going to start doing here on SportsBlastRadio.com, using some of our connections and some of our insider information that we receive uh, from various resources throughout the South on college football recruiting and what's going on. And we've got a couple of announcements to make today. First of all, I want to wish everybody out there a happy Memorial Day, and I hope everyone realizes what Memorial Day is all about. And that's celebrating the lives of those that gave their lives for our freedom and our military. So we want to wish everyone a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. Uh, First of all, let's start over at Pensacola High School with the offensive line tandem of Adrian Medley and Hunter Rayburn. They have scheduled an official visit to Texas A&M University on June 8th. So the two will be traveling out to College Station to visit with Coach Jimbo Fisher, the head coach, and also offensive line coach Jim Turner, and the rest of the staff. And it'll be interesting to see how things are after this visit. The two are getting closer and closer to making decisions on where they will continue their college careers. And it's just been a quick whirlwind type adventure for Hunter Rayburn. Hunter transfers over to Pensacola High from West Florida Tech High School, and with one offer to Mercer University, he is able to pick up multiple offers after moving over to Pensacola High School. We asked Hunter, what were the differences? Why now? Why all of a sudden is this happening? And Hunter said, I've learned so much in the short time I've been at Pensacola High. He credits Coach Mike Mincy, the head football coach at Pensacola High, who also coaches the offensive line over there, on honing in his craft and his footwork, what to do on plays and things that he never knew how to do. So Hunter has progressed tremendously in a short period of time, proved himself in spring drills, and has garnered offers from just about every Power 5 school in the South. Adrian Medley, on the other hand, already possessed a lot of offers from a lot of these Power 5 schools throughout the Southeast. Medley's been on the radar now for 2 years. Started as a sophomore, being on college radars. So, through the process, Hunter Rayburn has called up to Adrian Medley in offers, and the two are going to visit together to Texas A&M. Now, I believe they're going to take an unofficial visit to Clemson. They've already been to Clemson once, but they're going to take another unofficial visit to Clemson here in a few weeks because Clemson doesn't offer official visits over the summer. So they want to make their decision before school starts in the fall. So they're getting in as many as they can right now. But Texas A&M will be an official visit June 8th, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens after this visit because they're both high on A&M. They both like Coach Jim Turner. They both like Coach Jimbo Fisher. And like I said, they've been out there on an unofficial visit. They got to watch practice during the spring at A&M and liked what they saw from the coaching staff. So we're going to leave it at that and see where that plays out. Now, we're going to move on down the road a little bit. Let's go to Navarre High School, which is right down the road from here in Pensacola. We have a young man down there named Dante Wright, who is, he does everything. He plays defense. He plays he's on the offensive side of the ball as well. He's a great receiver. He's a great running back. He runs the ball and does things, throws the ball even out of the Wildcat formation. He's just an all-around athlete. He's 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", somewhere around there. So his height has kind of hurt him in the recruiting process. He's got offers from a lot of Division I schools. They're not SEC schools. They're not ACC schools. Your South Alabama, a lot of Sun Belt Conference offers, some great schools. But this is by far, folks, the best offensive weapon in this area, in the Florida Panhandle, in my opinion. I know there was Jacob Copeland last year coming out of Escambia, who was a five-star recruit who signed with Florida. But let me tell you, this kid is better than Copeland. And I know I'm going to get a lot of lash at that, a lot of negative feedback for that statement. But the kid is better than Copeland. He's a better all-around football player than Jacob Copeland. And that kind of gives you an idea of his skill set. This kid just doesn't possess the size. But I predict that he's going to, before the year is out, he's going to pull up something major. He's going to pull up an SEC, ACC offer, I think, without a doubt. The kid is a tremendous talent. He's a 4.0 GPA. I think he's a 25, 26 on the ACT. So he's well qualified. The schools, colleges already know they're getting a quality young man because his grades are good, his test scores are good. They won't have to worry about his grades. His 4 or 5 years on campus. So Dante Wright, Navarre High School, keep that in mind. And we'll keep you up to date on Dante's recruiting. Let's go up to the state of Alabama. Hewitt Trustful has a huge recruit quarterback named Paul Tyson. Tyson is a 6'4", 6'5" kid, 220, 225. He is a pro style quarterback, and he's been offered by the University of Alabama. Now, it doesn't hurt fan base wise that he is the great grandson of former head coach Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama. But with that being said, the kid is a legitimate player. He can play. He's been offered by Michigan. I believe Notre Dame came on, Purdue. Some great schools have recruited this young man, and he went ahead and committed to play at Alabama. But now his teammate, offensive tackle, Pierce Quick is the young man's name. He's 6'5". He's 285 pounds. He plays tackle in high school, projected to be a tackle at the next level. He's long arms, has range. So that's just what you want at the offensive tackle position, especially in the way offenses are ran today. Alabama runs more of a pro style. Even though they're running out of the shotgun, you still need that tackle's got to be long. He's got to be able to reach. And this kid possesses those skill sets. So he committed today to the University of Alabama. So Alabama has two players out of Hewitt Trustful now have committed: Paul Tyson, the quarterback, and offensive tackle Pierce Quick. So that's an interesting pickup for the Tide. And they just keep adding to what they've got, and the old verbiage, I can't stand it. We don't recruit, we just reload. There's some truth to that in some programs, and Alabama just happens to be one of those. But it's going to be really interesting to see how that ends up. We're going to be bringing you more and more as time goes here the next week or so. We want to get into Auburn's recruiting. We want to get into what's going on down at Florida State with Coach Willie Taggart. Coach Taggart, his first year as head coach, his first spring and first summer as head coach at Florida State, has picked up some tremendous kids. Had a great, coming in late after coming in late after the fall semester into the spring semester at Florida State, picking up, that you're kind of left you're in a no man's land. Coach Fisher was the same way. Going to A&M, he leaves Florida State, takes a job at A&M. You're kind of in a window of you don't know what's going to happen because you're leaving your recruiting that you've been doing at one school and going into another. Well, these two guys, even though it's the same school involved, leaving and coming, Florida State, you're in a bind. So Coach Taggart comes in down in Tallahassee and does a great job of picking up some kids that were on the recruiting board already at Florida State, also bringing in some of them that were not, that Florida State at that particular time would have loved to have had on the recruiting board. They were able to pick those kids up, and they've had a great spring. It looks like recruiting is going well down in Tallahassee. But we're going to bring you some more in-depth information. I'm going to contact my good friend Chris Nee, who is with 247 Sports down in Tallahassee, and get the take on what's going on down there. And we'll bring you some information later. Also down in Gainesville, bring you a little information about what's going on down there. Also the Hurricanes down in Miami. kind of a, you know, kind of quiet down there as far as what they've got on their board, who's coming in, commitments. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on down there with Coach Rick and the Hurricanes. Uh, and we're going to go LSU. We're gonna look at what's going on there with Coach Orgeron at LSU and some interesting things going on up at Arkansas. See what's happening up there. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple of days. I'll put out an announcement that when we'll be coming back on with Recruiting Blast here on sportsblast.radio.com. We appreciate you joining in and enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Thank you.